Okay guys, welcome back. So today we are carrying on the theme of wedges, wedge fitting, and we're going to dive into something that is discussed a lot right now. We get a lot of people asking us, how do I transition from irons into wedge shafts? Which wedge shafts should I use? We sort of all know the popular ones that are out there.
Yeah.
And we're going to add on to that with another one that we think probably deserves a little bit more airtime. I think it's fairly widely accepted for most people, Matty, that the Dynamic Gold S400, mind the pun, it is the gold standard.
It's the gold standard.
Right, when it comes to wedges.
Definitely. And S200 is kind of the wedge flex?
Yeah, and
as a stock option?
The wedge flex and probably a slightly more manageable weight, not quite as heavy. So yeah, that's probably more stock. And you're even seeing other companies like Callaway, for example, come out with the Dynamic Gold 115.
That's right, yeah.
So a little bit on the lighter side again, and Ping are at 118, I think, right now with their wedge shaft and that type of thing. So, but the Dynamic Gold profile is still accepted. We talked to Bob and Aaron at Titleist a little bit about this. They've tested them all.
Yep.
They're like, it still comes out to be the best for us.
So tell me about this new kind of, I guess, design from Accra. It's graphite, so that's the first thing.
You know, one of the things with graphite shafts, Matty, is you can achieve more.
Yeah, as a simple kind of starting point, there's more flexibility.
You have the ability to manipulate the whole sort of beam, or that is the shaft. You can put weight and flex, and in this case, multi-material, little tie mesh in the tip section, little sort of more of a kind of weave, stiffer butt section, you know, to this. So you're able to do whatever you need to do, basically. It's harder to do that with a steel tube because
I guess it is.
The one thing you have the ability to do, obviously, is you can change the steps and you can vary the wall thickness very slightly, but I'm talking very slightly.
The point of that is that you can change way more about it from a profile perspective, whereas, you know, Dynamic Gold basically just goes by weight, is it not? Like R300, R400, you've got X100. It's really just getting heavier,
just stepping up
and stiffer. It's not really changing. Whereas that one, you've even found like they can change the balance point on it. They can do all kinds of stuff.
Definitely. So, I mean, we've been to the sort of nth degree of testing both of these shafts to see where the stiffness lies. This one is fractionally heavier to the tune of 4 grams.
Yep.
But it's a hair softer, and it's also a hair higher balance. So the swing weight comes out a little bit lower. So, and that's largely because of the carbon weave. Generally, it moves the balance a little higher up the shaft.
I mean, it sounds good at sort of base spec. A little bit heavier, a little bit softer than S400 isn't going to be a bad thing, is it?
No, that's exactly it. And there's so many people out there who are maybe using a steel fiber 125, Mitsubishi MMT 125.
Yep.
And they want to go to that next way up, and that's right where this lies.
Perfect. Yeah. It seems like wedges are getting more attention from the shaft perspective than they used to. I
think the niche lines like putters, wedges, both of those things they're starting to innovate a little bit more in there, rather than just go, well, we'll stick a putter shaft in there.
That's kind of what it's been like.
It's not good enough.
Just throw it in there, yeah.
It's not good enough anymore. You know, if we can manipulate the performance, the feel, the way the consistency of the way the shaft bends, all of those things will compound into a little 1% of additional performance.
Well, help somebody change their strike pattern, like what you do with the driver. You have all these different bend profiles to change their dynamic loft and strike point. Wedges, you kind of have, here's a light one, here's a heavy one.
That's it.
And now you can go, well, here's one that flexes low, here's one that flexes high.
For sure.
Cool.
So we're going to test these two, S400 versus, this is called the TZW from Accra, as we said. Still technically a prototype.
Okay, so it's not officially released yet?
No, I haven't seen it available on the website and that sort of thing. I mean, this one literally says prototype on it. So something that we hope to see more in the mainstream. We would certainly add it to our matrix in a heartbeat. Give people who like the feel of graphite another option.
Okay, well, let's see what it does, shall we?
Start off with S4.
Yeah, S400, 50 degree. We'll just hit some stock 125 shots.
Beautiful. There's a reason you like that S400, isn't there?
No, it's good. It works well. Ooh, it feels good. That's
Go
really
ahead.
good. That's
awfully
not really what I was expecting, actually, to be honest. Extremely smooth. It's nice. Yeah, it's hard to argue with it. It works pretty much the same, doesn't it? It's a feel difference for sure, though.
It did have a slightly different,
Was it launching higher spinning
slightly
less?
different launch profile.
Subtle, eh?
Subtle.
So we are talking about something functionally, I mean, is it functionally identical in terms of what it produces?
I think so. Yeah.
And I know that's what they intended.
It is exactly, and it's nice to see it come out that way. I mean,
It's purely a feel thing.
we're set the head obviously exactly the same spec, same
Yeah.
loft, same lie. So we're limiting the variables beyond literally just the way the shaft is loading, unloading, and how it feels to the player.
I think
So-
people will love the feel of that.
Do you? Yeah.
I didn't expect to like it. I actually really like it.
What, does it feel soft?
It doesn't feel soft to a negative. It just feels like there's I guess a subtle amount of loading going on. An S400 probably doesn't move when I'm swinging it.
Yeah.
This maybe just has a little bit of movement to where I'm not sure if it's more in the midsection or
Yeah.
what it is, but there's just a smoother kind of, it felt easier to get the same distance, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
All right, lad.
All right, so more loft in our hands now.
So yeah, we're going to kind of continue down and
Yeah.
as we gather some more loft, see what we get.
Okay, so back to S400. I'll pull these.
See if we can get you to change your mind about your wedge selection for the year. Well, based on this, we're not going to, but
I mean, it's definitely confirming the S400 for me. That's good. Oh, yes. Good. I like.
chance.
Come on!
All right, Matty boy. You look at the visuals. Very similar flight. Very similar dispersion. Nothing to kind of pick at that stuff. The blankety blank here is the big difference.
That's the story. Wasn't on my radar. I wasn't expecting to see this.
Well, because we never saw it with the gap wedge, but it was until you started hitting a couple of the 54. 54 is not a high spin club.
No, I don't spin
You do
that
not
much.
spin this club normally that much.
So we're talking just under 5 and change RPM?
I was saying to you there, we got to dive into kind of why.
Yeah, let's figure this out. It's got to be something.
Purely on strike,
Oh, okay.
right? So the gearing of the ball is what's basically happening.
So you could make the theory. Oh yeah, wow, everything
You're
is really remarkably
fractionally
similar.
steeper as well.
Fractionally steeper. So you are through the bending of the shaft, just getting the strike to move down the face slightly, which will make the ball spin a bit more.
I mean, we can move those up a couple of grooves,
But
it's
they
maybe a
do-
little bit on the exaggerated side.
It does show you that it's lower and slightly towier, which makes
Yeah,
the
but
ball
I mean,
spin.
honestly, from a spin loft perspective, Matty, like there's actually they're exactly the same.
Huh.
The difference is literally the same. Angle of attack to dynamic loft. All right, hundo.
Yeah, please. I can make some free swings at it. Okay, so full swing, highest lofted wedge.
Got a little 60 here.
Lovely. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! Oh, you.
I don't know if you've had a better day with the wedges though. That's got to be it.
I might go in though. Come on. Go in the hole. Oh. What's wrong with you? Are you too good for your home? A yard. Go. Oh my God.
Wow. Okay, Matty boy. Well, the can of worms may well have been opened here.
Absolutely.
We might have just took a dive head first into some more testing with other shafts and see if we can see some subtle differences. If we look at the club delivery, that was probably with the 60 more of what I had expected to see with some of the other ones, that there was a little subtle difference in dynamic loft, a little subtle difference in attack, and a little bit of a lower strike as a result of those things.
That's your recipe for more spin.
That's your recipe for more spin. More gear effect and more spin loft.
Yep.
Right there in a nutshell. Face angle was basically the same.
Yeah.
Path was marginally more into out with the S400. Nothing really to read into that dynamic lie. A little more towed out with S4.
Okay.
You know, fairly interesting.
That
but
is interesting.
Club head speed, nothing to see.
Huh.
Yeah, more than I expected to see. About 700, just a little over 700 RPM, 770-ish difference.
I have to be honest that I've been in the camp that like spinner wedge shafts, I always assumed was a bit of crap, if I'm honest.
Mm-hmm.
I saw people with them, I'm like, do you really think that makes the ball spin more? I always thought like, come on.
Yeah.
But it's possible. It's 100% possible.
Oh, it's definitely the biggest difference we've seen, the biggest gulf.
And they're two shafts that we can see that they mostly produce the same numbers in the gap wedge. Mm-hmm. We spec them, they're almost the same.
Yeah.
But there are enough subtle differences to just change those parameters and rip the ball back a bit
There was a progression, wasn't there?
Yeah.
There was a progression that as we got more loft, the sort of difference in the gap widened.
That's kind of what you'd expect, right? Does
Probably.
that make sense?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm just surprised it's as much
surprised.
as what it is.
It's another, I think the golf ball, early days of golf ball testing, you're like, oh wow, I can get someone 1,000 RPMs.
Yeah.
Now I can see your eyes light up and go, okay, well if someone needs a little more spin on their wedges, I have something that we can at least try.
Especially at that weight. That's the crucial thing here. 127 grams is what this is with grip and everything on it. The other one was 123 with grip and tip on, etc.
I could play this for sure. I could definitely play this.
I was going to say that to you. I mean, you would, or what about even putting it in the 60?
It's true.
As like a little
rip some 60s.
Yeah, a little interesting club. If the weight is the same, it's not going to affect your swing weight or anything like that. If
cool.
anything, you've got a little bit more weight to play with on the hands.
Heavier and softer.
It's
almost like going specialty.
Yeah.
Sort of. I think that's really cool.
Cool, eh?
I think that's really, really cool.
Didn't expect that. I'm being
truthful. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they go like 125, 115. Hopefully a couple different
idea.
weights.
105, 150, 125 would be perfect.
I mean, it would be a no-brainer for a lot of people.
Or 10, 20, 30s, I suppose it would be, because at raw length, this would probably be about right on 130.
Yeah. I mean, it's like anything. I'm not saying everyone needs more spin, because there are people that spin their wedges probably too much. But there's tons of people that come in and you can see they need to get the ball spinning a bit more to control it around the greens.
What would a manufacturer do right now to create a face that gave you 700 more than your nearest competitor?
I don't think they can. Has anyone really?
Because the thing is with that's the same head on both. Nothing's changed. No loft differences, no lie differences.
Nothing.
We consistently saw it on every single shot we hit.
I wonder if when they produce this, there's going to be, to me, I think like Cleveland and all these companies will go, I kind of want that as an option.
Oh, I know.
Why the hell wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Yeah. Yeah. There's something in it. There's a deeper dive required into what's unique about it. I can't wait to put one in a 60 and go play. I've been dying for that little kind of party trick where you're just short-sided and you can just hit one in there and just really put the brakes on. Okay. Guys, shocker for us. Hopefully it provides you guys with a little bit of curiosity, if nothing else, as to what else would be out there. Maybe do a little exploring with your wedges and see if there's something that's better than what you've got. if you need that in your game.
The journey to 100K?
Journey to 100K is on the way. Right over the shoulder, 80,100 we're at right now, guys. We're setting a target. Where are we at right now? Early June. By the end of August.
Want to hit that number.
Want to hit that number. End of August, we want to have it done and celebrating with you guys, because you have been in this journey with us since the start.
Absolutely.
We want you to stay with us on it. Let's get there together. 100K giveaway is coming up. Wait till you see that. It's going to be a monster, changing someone's golfing life, quite literally.
Absolutely.
So can't wait for that.
So excited.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon.